PepsiCo, the multinational food and beverage conglomerate, enjoys a ubiquitous presence worldwide. Its iconic blue and red logo adorns countless products, from sugary sodas to salty snacks. However, beneath the veneer of this global brand lies a history marred by controversies. PepsiCo's relentless pursuit of profit has often come at the expense of public health and the environment. This essay delves into the dark side of PepsiCo, examining the health and environmental concerns associated with its operations. For decades, PepsiCo has faced accusations of prioritizing profits over people and the planet. From pesticide residues in its beverages to plastic waste choking our oceans, the company's practices have raised serious questions about its commitment to ethical and sustainable business practices. This exploration is not about demonizing a corporation but about shedding light on uncomfortable truths that demand our attention. The following sections will delve into specific instances of PepsiCo's transgressions, examining the evidence and highlighting the impact on communities and individuals. From the presence of harmful substances in its products to the pollution of vital water resources, PepsiCo's actions have had far-reaching consequences. It is time to hold corporations accountable for their actions and demand a higher standard of responsibility towards the health of our planet and its people. By understanding the true cost of PepsiCo's success, we can begin to demand better from the companies we support. This essay is a call for transparency, accountability, and a fundamental shift in corporate priorities. It is time for corporations like PepsiCo to prioritize the well-being of people and the planet over short-term profits. The time for change is now. One of the most alarming aspects of PepsiCo's operations is the presence of harmful substances in its products. Studies have repeatedly revealed the presence of pesticide residues and heavy metals in PepsiCo beverages, raising serious concerns about the safety of these widely consumed products. In 2003, the Center for Science and Environment, CSE in India, conducted a study that sent shockwaves through the country. The CSE study found that PepsiCo beverages sold in India contained pesticide levels that were 36 times higher than the limits set by the European Union. The pesticides detected included lindane, DDT, malathion and chlorpyrifos, all known to have serious health implications. These chemicals have been linked to cancer, birth defects, immune system disorders, and other chronic illnesses. Adding to these concerns, in 2016, a study by the Indian government found alarming levels of lead and chromium in PepsiCo's PET bottles. These heavy metals are known to be toxic, particularly to children, and can lead to developmental problems, kidney damage, and other health issues. The study revealed that the concentration of these metals increased with the storage temperature of the beverages, further raising concerns about the safety of these products, especially in warmer climates. These findings are not isolated incidents. There have been numerous other reports and allegations of PepsiCo products containing harmful substances in various parts of the world. These repeated incidents point to a systemic problem within the company's supply chain and manufacturing processes. The presence of pesticides and heavy metals in PepsiCo products is a clear indication that the company is failing to prioritize the health and safety of its consumers. Beyond the direct impact of its products, PepsiCo's operations have also been linked to widespread environmental damage, particularly the contamination of groundwater resources. This issue is especially concerning in developing countries where access to clean water is already a significant challenge. In 2007, PepsiCo faced severe criticism and legal action in India for its role in polluting groundwater in the southern state of Kerala. The Kerala State Pollution Control Board found that a PepsiCo bottling plant in the state was discharging wastewater contaminated with high levels of cadmium and lead into the environment. This contaminated water seeped into the groundwater, which was the primary source of drinking water for thousands of people in the surrounding villages. The contamination had devastating consequences for the local communities. Residents who relied on the contaminated groundwater for drinking, cooking, and irrigation began to experience a range of health problems, including skin diseases, respiratory illnesses, and gastrointestinal issues. The contamination also had a severe impact on agriculture, with crops failing and livestock falling ill. The situation in Kerala is a stark reminder of the real-world consequences of corporate negligence. PepsiCo's actions in Kerala are not an isolated incident. The company has faced similar accusations of groundwater depletion and contamination in other parts of India and around the world. These incidents highlight a pattern of disregard for the environment and the communities that PepsiCo operates in. The company's relentless pursuit of profit has come at a high cost to the environment and the health of communities that are often least equipped to deal with the consequences. Plastic pollution has emerged as one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time, and PepsiCo, as one of the world's largest food and beverage companies, plays a significant role in this crisis. The company's reliance on single-use plastic packaging for its products has contributed to the mountains of plastic waste that are choking our landfills, polluting our oceans, and harming wildlife. PepsiCo is a major producer of plastic waste, with its iconic plastic bottles being among the most commonly found items in ocean cleanups and litter audits worldwide. These bottles, often made from polyethylene terephthalate, PET, are designed for single use and are often discarded improperly, ending up in landfills and the environment. The environmental consequences of this plastic waste are dire. Plastic takes hundreds of years to decompose, and as it breaks down, it releases harmful microplastics into the environment, which have been found to contaminate our food and water sources, posing potential risks to human health. Moreover, the production of plastic requires significant amounts of fossil fuels, contributing to climate change. Despite growing public awareness and concern about plastic pollution, PepsiCo has been slow to adopt meaningful solutions. While the company has made pledges to reduce its plastic footprint, critics argue that these commitments are often vague and lack concrete action plans. Section 5. Legal battles and corporate accountability, a history of controversies. PepsiCo's controversial practices have not gone unnoticed or unchallenged. The company has been embroiled in numerous legal battles over the years, facing lawsuits from individuals, communities, and governments for its role in health and environmental problems. These legal challenges highlight the growing movement to hold corporations accountable for their actions. In 2004, PepsiCo faced a major legal battle in India when a group of Indian members of parliament accused the company of selling soft drinks contaminated with harmful pesticides. The MPs presented evidence that PepsiCo products contained pesticide levels that exceeded the limits set by the European Union, raising serious concerns about public health. The case sparked nationwide protests and led to a ban on PepsiCo products in several Indian states. More recently, in 2024, PepsiCo faced legal action in the United States for its role in plastic pollution. The state of New York filed a lawsuit against PepsiCo, alleging that the company had contributed to the plastic pollution crisis by producing and selling billions of single-use plastic bottles. The lawsuit accused PepsiCo of misleading consumers about the recyclability of its packaging and failing to take adequate measures to reduce its plastic footprint. These legal battles are just the tip of the iceberg. PepsiCo has faced numerous other lawsuits and legal challenges over the years for issues related to labor practices, marketing practices, and product safety. While the outcomes of these cases have varied, they underscore the growing scrutiny of PepsiCo's business practices and the increasing demand for corporate accountability. Section 6. The human cost. Personal stories of loss and suffering. While statistics and scientific studies paint a grim picture of PepsiCo's impact, it is the personal stories of individuals and communities that truly bring home the human cost of the company's actions. These stories reveal the real-world consequences of corporate negligence and the devastating impact it can have on people's lives. In a small village in Kerala, India, a young mother named Lakshmi watched helplessly as her 2-year-old son Vishnu grew sicker with each passing day. Vishnu suffered from persistent diarrhea, vomiting and skin rashes, his tiny body racked with ailments that baffled local doctors. It wasn't until tests revealed high levels of heavy metals in Vishnu's blood that the truth became clear. The village's groundwater, their only source of drinking water, had been contaminated by industrial waste from a nearby PepsiCo bottling plant. Vishnu's story is not unique. In communities across India, from the parched plains of Rajasthan to the lush hills of Uttarakhand, countless families have suffered the consequences of PepsiCo's insatiable thirst for profit. Farmers have watched their crops wither and die as the company's bottling plants depleted groundwater reserves. Families have been forced to abandon their homes, their land rendered barren, and their livelihoods destroyed. These stories are not limited to India. In Mexico, communities have protested against PepsiCo's water extraction practices, accusing the company of exacerbating water shortages in already arid regions. In the United States, individuals have filed lawsuits against PepsiCo, alleging that the company's products contributed to their health problems, from obesity and diabetes to cancer. Section 7. The illusion of sustainability, greenwashing, and corporate deception. In recent years, as public awareness of environmental and social issues has grown, PepsiCo has attempted to rebrand itself as a sustainable and responsible corporation. The company has launched numerous initiatives and made public commitments to reduce its environmental impact, promote sustainable agriculture, and support local communities. However, a closer examination of these claims reveals a pattern of greenwashing and corporate deception. PepsiCo's sustainability initiatives often focus on incremental improvements and technological solutions that do not address the root causes of the problems the company creates. For example, the company has pledged to increase the recycled content in its plastic packaging, but it has not made any meaningful commitments to reduce its overall plastic use. This approach allows PepsiCo to appear environmentally responsible while continuing with business as usual. Furthermore, PepsiCo's sustainability reports often lack transparency and accountability. The company sets ambitious goals but provides little information on how it plans to achieve them or how it measures its progress. This lack of transparency makes it difficult to assess the true impact of PepsiCo's sustainability initiatives and allows the company to make misleading claims without fear of repercussions. Critics argue that PepsiCo's sustainability efforts are more about protecting its brand reputation than about making real changes. By engaging in greenwashing, PepsiCo is able to appease consumers and investors who are increasingly concerned about environmental and social issues without having to make fundamental changes to its business model. Section 8. A call for change. Demanding corporate responsibility and stricter regulations. The story of PepsiCo is a cautionary tale of corporate greed, environmental destruction, and the erosion of public health. It is a story that demands our attention, our outrage, and most importantly, our action. We cannot continue to turn a blind eye to the practices of corporations that prioritize profit over people and the planet. It is time for us, as consumers, citizens, and investors, to demand better from corporations like PepsiCo. We must hold them accountable for their actions and push for stricter regulations that protect our health, our environment, and our future. We can start by supporting organizations that are working to hold corporations accountable for their environmental and social impact. We can also use our voices to advocate for stronger environmental regulations and policies that promote sustainable business practices. By working together, we can create a world where corporations are no longer able to operate with impunity, where profit is not pursued at the expense of people and the planet, and where companies like PepsiCo are held accountable for their actions. Section 9. Conclusion. Towards a healthier and more sustainable future. The journey towards a healthier and more sustainable future requires a fundamental shift in our relationship with corporations. We must move beyond the illusion that corporate social responsibility is enough, and demand systemic change that prioritizes the well-being of people and the planet over corporate profits. The case of PepsiCo serves as a stark reminder that we cannot rely on corporations to regulate themselves. The pursuit of profit, without ethical considerations and accountability, will inevitably lead to the exploitation of people and the environment. It is up to us, as citizens, consumers, and investors, to demand better and to create a future where corporations are held accountable for their actions.